be a part of the African American Caucus?
Well, it started a while back. I remember stuffing ballots with my grandmother for a while. We stuffed ballots and we walked and we told people to get out to vote, go register to vote, go do this to vote. And I moved back to Charlotte from the Washington, D.C. area, and I have children. And my children was like, Dad, is voting important? And yes, they are important. But the thing about it is that that's just two people in my house that I'm communicating with. If I have the talents and the skills to be a vital part of a change or solution, I owe it to the community and to my family to do so. So what I wanted to do is say, if needed, be ye ready for the call, and if called, do your best. So I went out there with the African American Caucus and got involved. And the reason I did the African American Caucus is the only organization where I can address some of those issues that were a hindrance to me growing up. Okay. And it gives me the opportunity to talk about racial discrimination. It gives me the opportunity to talk about black businesses failing. It gives me the opportunity to talk about equality in African American education, and to be able to have a platform to bring that not only to the people that need to hear it, but to bring it to the platform where it can be voted on and rules can be changed and you can be able to put documentation and processes in place to change it for the next generation.
I know one of the issues that we have in our community is unemployment. Why is that such a big issue, and how do we resolve it, especially with the African American Caucus?
Well, one of the things I always say is whenever you're part of an organization, regardless of what the organization that may be, you have a unity. Now, the African American Caucus represents roughly 300,000 people, or 53% of the Democratic Party. Now, not only do we represent one vote, but we also represent the buying power of roughly 300,000 individuals. Any small business that had that type of group that will work with them and be patrons to them will be more than successful. So what we have to do is not only educate ourselves on what to vote against, but how to work with one another. One of the things about Walmart doesn't move to our neighborhoods because Walmart is benevolent. They move because we have buying power that needs to come to them to keep their doors open and keep things happening. We as a community have to understand that our buying power speaks volumes. If we want to open businesses and realize that we can support our own businesses. Not saying that we don't want other people to support us as well, but support starts at home. I've never seen a child raise itself, feed itself, clothe itself, and shelter itself. It had that support from mom and dad before it went into the world and became something. Same thing here when we're inside of an organization. In the very infancy part of you building a business, you need support. You need individuals that say, I'm gonna be a patron to your business. I know when you first start, you may not always get it right. I'm not gonna ask for, and I hate the word hookup, I'm not gonna ask for the hookup. I'm gonna let you get net margin so that you'll have enough for research and development. You have enough for marketing. You'll have enough to go out there and make your business successful, because I know if you have enough margin, you're going to give me a quality product or service. And if you give me a product or service that's worth quality, I'm going to tell people, and we're going to go out there and get you more business. And now that you have more business, you're in a position to hire somebody. You're in a position to also donate to something. You're in a position to stand for a cause that you believe in. But if you don't have a business that has net margin and grow to a point where you can help somebody else and you can't feed yourself, you're not a business, you're a hobby that's trying to be something else. And so what we have to see inside of our organization is to build those businesses, to be self-sufficient enough to say that, hey, we may not be employed, but I wasn't built to be an employee anyway. I'm built to be an employer. So I can go out and hire some employees, to teach them a trade, to teach them how to be supply and demand works, to teach them how to go out there and be able to say, if the job market comes down, I have the resources and the mind power to still make it through.
As far as the power that we have as African American in our community, why should we demand that these stores that we're placing our money into, our hard-earned money into, give back to our community?
Well, to see, the thing about it is, I believe there's a huge difference between a deal and an appeal. And so a deal means I have something on my side that you want, and you have something on the other side that you want. Appeal, I'm just asking you to do something for me. See, anytime that any company or any corporation is presented with options or a choice, they're going to try to operate on what's in their best interest. So if a company is not giving you what you want, design a company. Find somebody in their organization, train them, educate them on what it is that you're looking for, and build a company from within. The moment that we can start building companies up to compete with those larger companies and be able to give us the same type of quality and service, they will start to address our needs. But the moment that you don't have options to go anywhere else or to be able to put anything else up, the moment that you don't have the opportunity to say, look, you're not giving me what you want and you're not going to get my hard-earned dollars, the moment that we get to that point that we can address that issue, the moment that they start coming around and answering the desires of our community.
If we have so much power of that nature, why don't we use it?
That goes back to the Juneteenth, and almost the training of an elephant. I don't know if you're familiar with the training of an elephant, but when that elephant is a small elephant, they take a large rope and they stake it down, and that elephant pulls all it can, and it never pulls away because they took these large ropes and put it on this small elephant. The moment that that elephant is a gigantic elephant, they put a small rope on him. That elephant never pulls that stake. Why? Because he's been conditioned that he cannot get away from it. We have been conditioned as a population that we cannot own our own. We've been conditioned that it's not going to be beneficial. We've been conditioned that we need a job or a job or just over broke. We've been conditioned that we're going to have to see whatever's been dealt down to us, that's how it's going to change, versus we're going to send change up and they're going to have to deal with the majority. So the moment that we get that mindset wrapped around that change starts from within, and we're going to start today and not wait for somebody to stand up and change. The moment that that happens, things will never be the same. Even the Montgomery boycott, when they got off the buses and said that we're going to walk, they didn't stop everything because they were benevolent and say, hey, we don't want to see them walking. They were losing money, hand over fist.
Correct. And
the moment that they realized what, they gave themselves an option, things begin to change. We have to look at this and, okay, what is a major tool in society? The major tool in society is capital, cash flow. If we learn how to use that tool for the benefit of our own agendas, we'll be fine.
Okay, what type of impact does the African American Caucus have on the ordinary individual?
Well, the one thing that we like to say is that the African American Caucus covers everyone. Every rule that is written, every law that is passed affects everyone in that land. That being that if that lands me, if you get arrested for breaking the law, they don't say, hey, wait a minute, you didn't understand the law. They say, if you didn't know the law, that's your problem. You're gonna have to get a county defender or whatever it is. So with the African American Caucus, because we sit at the table, we represent the individuals that's having tax problems, the individuals that's looking for education, the individuals that's unemployed, the individuals that's been foreclosed on, the individuals that started their own businesses, they're looking for set-asides, the individuals that are trying to work with the government, the individuals that are saying, look, I have a large corporation, I'm looking to hire some people, I'm looking for quality people to be trained. We're working with all of those individuals that fall under that umbrella. That's the reason the diversity of the African American community can't be defined just by saying they're black people. Look, I laugh the most. I would say, if you want to find something that's diverse, look at black people. We have people that black born here in the States. We have people that come from Africa. We have people from Trinidad. We have people from all over the world, but because of the hue of their skin, they are considered black people or African Americans. I laugh because I have the true two African Americans at home. My wife is African, I'm American, and they're African Americans. Correct. So when you look at that, how do we address those people? We address those people by getting all of them involved, getting their voice as a part of this community, so that we can also look at cultural differences. We can look at economical differences. We can look at educational differences. We can look at all of those differences and represent them at the level where laws are made, at the level where we're putting people in an office so that their voice will be heard in the place that it needs to be heard.
If you had the opportunity to change something in our community, what would it be?
If I had the opportunity to change anything in our community, I would love to change the concept of fear. A lot of times in our community, we're more fearful of failure than hopeful and faithful for the change that risk can make. We're saying, I'm not going to make this effort because I could lose my job. I'm not going to do this because they may get mad at me. I may get blackballed. I'm not going to do certain things because I'm fearful of the outcome versus determined to make that change that needs to happen. If I could change one thing about it, I would say that fear factor will be gone and our organization will grow. You have a lot of people that's sitting on the side waiting to see how it turns out. And as long as you're sitting on the side waiting for something to turn out, it's going to turn out not in your favor. So if I had something to change, I would have people off of the couches, stop complaining, getting involved, leave the fear at home, put the faith in motion, and let's make change happen.
But we go to church and we hear so much about stepping out on faith, but then again, you said fear. I mean, it's kind of like, you know what I'm saying? We attend church, they talk about stepping out on faith. But then again, with fear.
Oh yeah, and I always, because I speak at a lot of churches as well, and I say the one thing that we always forget about, they say faith without works is dead. So when you're not working, and you said you had faith, nothing's going to happen. And then, you know, also you hear, those that wait on the Lord renew their right strength. Now you put the person that's wait, what do you call that person? A waiter. And that waiter, if you ever go to any restaurant, that waiter is one of the most hardest working people in the building. So while we're waiting and having faith, that doesn't mean we're sitting back waiting for things to happen. That means we're out there moving and making things happen, having our voices heard, having our actions put in place, working within a system to change the system so that it'll benefit all, especially the people that's been left out for so long.
If you had one thing to say, because we're running out of time, Mr. Fleming, what would you want to say to our community?
I would ask the community to come out, be a part of the second annual Unity and Juneteenth Cookout. It's going to be fun out there. We're going to have some fun. We're going to have live music. We're going to have vendors out there. We're going to be feeding in the park, and it's going to be an opportunity for you to meet individuals in a relaxed environment. Bring your kids. All kids under 12 eat for free. And the reason that we're doing this is because we're trying to get information out there to know that you are a part. Zoom's coming, the DNC 2012 is coming to your home, and if you need to know something about politics, something about what's going on in your backyard so that you'll be fine, I ask you once again, go to the website, get involved, www.aacmcdp.org. Email me. Let me know what you want to be involved with. We have a bunch of committees that you can be involved with, and it can happen. I thank you for allowing me here on the show. I love to come back, and there's so much to do and so little time to do it. So thank you again. Mr.
Fleming, I really appreciate you coming, and you're more than welcome to come back because this is an issue that I think we need to be more educated on. Thank you, audience, for watching the show. You be encouraged.